His passive is still the same, it's just some minor damage resistance, which is good at lower levels, but as you get up into higher levels in Steel Path, you won't notice this at all. Now his first ability, Razor Gyre. So they reworked it to be basically an escape where you can cast this when you're low and it'll give you back shields, while also casting the Taw status effect on enemies. And this Taw effect is a new addition to Warframe. How it works is, it makes the enemies more vulnerable to status effects, which synergizes well with a status heavy build like Melee Influence with Viral and Electric, which I'll show you. His second ability is mostly the same. It's a damage vulnerability. However, they worked it so that it's easier to hit the enemies after you smash them up in the air, and also hitting them doesn't reset it, so you can keep hitting them with multiple attacks, instead of before where I believe it only worked on one attack. So it's the same, but just much better. Now his third ability, it used to spawn 3 Sentients, and they were pretty useless, like cannon fodder, but now you have the ability to spawn your choice of 3 different Sentients. So one type specializes in melee, one type specializes in ranged attacks, and inflicts status of Taw on enemies. And then the last one, the semi-lists, will help you get more shields. However, all 3 of these do give you some amount of shields. So personally, I would go with the Ortholist for the bonus Taw status chance. And last but not least, Fusion Strike. Caliban's ultimate ability strips armor in an area while greatly damaging enemies. And the best part is, this ability doesn't just strip the armor, it also leaves a field that continues to strip armor after that. So one cool use of this is, you can pre-fire this when the Acolyte's gonna spawn. And if he spawns on top of you, he's gonna come pre-stripped, and you can one-shot him right away. Alright, let's take a look at his abilities on the enemies. I'm gonna spawn some really tough Exo Grokstad officers. Now we're gonna cast his first ability. As you can see, I hit them and it maxed out the shields, and they also have the Taw ability on them. Now I'm gonna cast the second ability, and this lifts them up, making them more vulnerable to damage. Now let's spawn some Sentients. Okay, so I spawned the ranged ones. As you can see, they got to work right away. They're spraying the Taw status all over his enemies. Alright, now let's use his final ability. As you can see, it did some damage, but more importantly, it stripped off their armor entirely. And basically, his kit really leans more towards like a melee influence build, which I'm going to show you. Like, you can make them more vulnerable with the Taw status and then nuke their armor, and they're just going to die in a few hits. Alright, so the combo: spawn the Sentients, cast the lift, armor strip, and then bam. See? All dead. That's how effective he is. Now let's go to real mission and try it out. Alright, we're gonna take a look at how Caliban performs in a real world Steel Path survival situation. Let's see just how tanky he is and how well his abilities synergize after the rework. Energy from the energy pad. We're gonna spawn some Sentients to help us out. Boom, max overshields. You can see they're just getting shredded. My shields haven't broken at all yet. So this regen on the sentience for your overshields is really good. And also, the fact that your melee is constantly shocking enemies around you also helps, because while they're being shocked, they can't even hit you. But if you do get your shields broken, just tap your second skill and you can stun on the enemies around you, giving you time to regenerate back. Or you can even just tap your first ability, and that'll sprint away from damage while also healing you back to full. Alright, let's change the sentience. Can't wait for the stalker to show up so I can one-shot him. Sorry, not stalker, I meant the steel path acolyte. Not that we need it, but if we want more damage, we can always use the F-top to prime enemies. Alright, let's go over here and get ready for the acolyte to spawn. Gonna pre-fire the armor strip on the ground. He spawned right in. Alright, he's gone. Look at that. Absolutely shredded. That's how strong the new Caliban is. Basically, Immortal does huge damage. Destroys damage attenuated bosses like the acolyte with his damage vulnerability and armor strip. Insane. You have to try him now. Alright, thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, please subscribe, it helps me a lot. And I'll see you next time. Have fun with Caliban.